All right, next up, it's Rudy Lawrence, and he is for District 2 County Commissioner.
I'm Rudy Lawrence, Manistique Township. Originally from Germfast, so I've lived in Schoolcraft County all my life. I have been involved as a
Rudy,
businessman and a volunteer.
Okay, sorry.
Now you can go.
Okay.
Sorry.
What are the biggest challenges and issues facing Schoolcraft County, and how do you propose to solve these problems?
Well, I think the biggest problem that we have obviously has been articulated here, and that is we have employment problems, we have size problems, and we have value problems. The only way that I foresee that we can do this, and I've lived long enough in the county to know that there's ups and downs. We've been through 4 major sessions in my lifetime, like this one is presently, in which the dog is wagged by the tail. And the dog in the entity is state government and federal government. And we, as the recipient out in the field, have to pay for their misnomers, their mistakes, and where they're going. Now that brings us back to our county. How do you solve it here? We have to develop as we best can. We have to stretch the tax base which we presently have, because there isn't going to be a tax base increase until we have an economic increase in the United States, or we have an extreme amount of new growth. We're seeing a lovely new hospital that's going to be in town. That will generate some movement. We had a new grocery store a couple years ago. That will generate movement. We, several years ago, saw some new motels come into town. That generated tourism. We are in an area where forestry, tourism are crucial elements. Now you boil it down to who pays for the schools. And it was mentioned here by Mr. Kivala, the school system is compromised by the majority of the people in Lower Michigan. We're represented by 6 representatives in the state of Michigan and the Upper Peninsula. Detroit alone has 29 representatives. Now, a little less than that maybe, my figures might be a little off there, because a lot of people have left Detroit. But the point is, we're fighting a battle of numbers. To get our values up, we must get into a position by which we have growth. And I'm in favor of economic growth. Thank you.
Okay. How would your approach to the county's challenges differ from that of your opposition?
Well, some of my opposition, I've never met Mr. Ellen until tonight, so that's new, so I can't pick on him too heavily. My other opposition didn't show tonight, so I can't pick on her. So I'm running quite clean at this point. I can criticize only what we do presently in our county.
Okay.
And obviously, what we do in our county will take flack by the people that really don't understand what the commission does. Our communication, and that's been one of the corner points of my campaign, is to develop strong communication so we have a strong community. And that doesn't mean just strong community in Manistique and Manistique Township. That means county. So we understand what's happening with that road that John is talking about, and we have to have that communication.
Okay. How will the county budget factor into your role as an elected official?
Well, that's probably an expertise that I have a little bit of background in. I did run a school system, was a superintendent for a couple of years, and knew what it was like to put budgets together, and knew what it was like to do it with no tax base. Now, the tax base is relevant to running a budget. A budget, you get token payments from the state, and as a result, they are token. They're politically aspired to, and you get them into your community. But let me tell you, when you start getting state money, and I experienced that in education, I experienced it later in my professional career, and as a result, what we found out that occurred is that state money has threads and strings, and when they pull, we don't have much power. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Did we do them all?
Yes.
Gee, I talked a lot.